Stop giving your passwords to hackers. This is why you need a password manager. And I get it. You don't want to give your passwords to any company, especially someone like LastPass. But you also don't want to be storing your passwords in your Chrome browser. Please don't do this. In this video, I'm going to show you how to self-host your own password manager, giving you ultimate control over your passwords. And the cool part about this is that it's 100% open source and it's free forever. So for this tutorial, you're going to need a Linux machine with Docker installed or any platform that supports Docker and a domain name with a DNS record. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to install Docker and Docker Compose. I have prepared here a Rocky 9.4 VM. So let's execute the following commands. Going to install Yum Utilities. Then we're going to configure the repo. So this is the official Docker repo for Rocky or any Red Hat flavor. And then we're going to install Docker. Okay, we're going to say yes to this. Let's say yes to that again. Okay, so now we're going to enable and start the service. So systemctl enable Docker. This will enable Docker at startup or at boot time. And we're also going to start the service. So systemctl start Docker. Give it a second. All right. Now we're going to check the status. Make sure that it's up and running. All right. Everything looks good. Now I'm going to navigate to OPT and I'm going to create a new folder called Vaultwarden. I'm going to go into Vaultwarden. So the flavor of the password manager that we're going to use here is called Vaultwarden. This is just a fork of the original Bitwarden. And the only difference is that this one is supported by the community and completely open source. It's a lot more simple than the official Bitwarden. The official Bitwarden has a big stack of many Docker containers that interconnect with each other to have the full stack of Bitwarden up and running. And I found that with Vaultwarden, it's only one container containing all the information and all the data that you need. So it's a lot easier to self-host and to self-manage. So that's why we're going with Vaultwarden. So here we're going to create the Docker Compose of Vaultwarden. We're going to create a new file. So vim docker compose.yml, and I'm going to copy and paste the YAML configuration for Vaultwarden. Here we go. So I'm going to explain a little bit about this configuration. So we have our services, which is Vaultwarden. The image that we're using is Vaultwarden-server, and the version is 1.31.0. I believe the latest one just came out recently, and I think it's 32. So we're going to go for 32. Restart, we're going to say always. So whenever it crashes or whenever your computer restarts, this container will always restart with your machine. Now, the environment, we are going to set the admin token to a variable. We're going to configure this value in the next step. And we're also going to enable web sockets to true. This will enable Bitwarden to send you notifications to your phone or the browser notifications on Chrome. Other than that, we only have a couple of volumes here. So we're defining a network called Nginx proxy front end, and we're telling it that it's external true. Because Bitwarden is a very security oriented product, you're required to use an HTTPS with a valid certificate. So that's why we're configuring an Nginx proxy front-end configuration here for the network, and we're also telling the Vaultwarden container to use this network. This network is going to be created by our other container, which is going to be the Nginx proxy manager. This will enable us to create free HTTPS certificates with Let's Encrypt. So once you have your Docker Compose ready, now we can save and close. And now we're going to create your admin tokens. So to create the admin token, we're going to use Argon2 encryption, and we're going to use the following command to generate your encryption key. So just to explain a little bit about this command, the only thing that you need to change here is this part here. So this will be your actual token, the actual password that you need to use to connect to the admin panel of Vaultwarden. In this case, I just generated a random password, but you can use whatever password you want. Once that's done, just hit enter. Oh, well, we don't have Argon2 installed, so we're just going to install it pretty quickly. So dnf install Argon2. We say yes to that. Okay, no problem. Okay, we'll try that again. And now we have our Argon2 encryption key. So now we're going to copy this key, and inside the Vaultwarden Docker folder, we're going to create an environment file. So it's going to be vim.env. It's going to be a hidden file, and we're going to insert. We're going to paste our encryption key that we just generated. At the very beginning, we're going to add the environment variable for this, which is Vaultwarden token equals, and we're going to add single quotes at the beginning and single quotes at the end. Once that's done, you have your admin token configured and fully encrypted. Okay, we're gonna say save and quit. Now we have two files here. We have our Docker Compose and we have our environment file. So now it's time to create our Nginx proxy manager Docker configuration. So we're going to go back one folder. Let me clear our terminal. We're going to create a new folder called Nginx proxy, mkdir. Okay, we're going to go into Nginx proxy. Now we're going to create our Docker Compose file for Nginx proxy manager. So vim docker compose.yml, and we're going to copy our Nginx proxy manager configuration file. file. This is also going to be in the description below. All right. So copy and paste. Really quick explanation about what we're doing here. So we have two services. We have the Nginx proxy, which is the actual Nginx proxy manager image, just the image with the version, container name, the ports that we need, the environment variables for the database, MariaDB in this case. And we are just mapping a few volumes. This container depends on the MariaDB container, of course. And we're just plugging it into the front-end network, restart unless stop as our policy. And then we have another service, which is the database for your Nginx proxy manager, which is same thing, the container name, the environment for the MySQL database that it requires. We're mapping a few configuration folders. It's going to be plugged into the front-end network of the Nginx proxy manager also. And our restart policy is on let's stop. Now here is where we're defining the Nginx proxy front-end network. So it's network called front-end and the driver is just bridge. So once that's done, we can close or write and quit. So we have our Docker Compose. So now let's start our Docker Compose for our Nginx proxy manager. So Docker Compose up-d. This will pull the latest image or the image that we pinned. I always recommend to pin your images so that you know exactly what version of the product you're using. Everything looks good. Now, if we do a Docker PS, we can see that our Nginx proxy manager is up and running. Now we're going to go back to our Vaultwarden folder and we're going to do Docker Compose up-d, pull in the latest images of Vaultwarden and our Docker container should be up and running. Perfect. We verify that it's up with Docker PS and we can see that we have our MariaDB, our Nginx proxy and our Vaultwarden server. Perfect. So now let's confirm that we have access to them. We can go to our browser. So let's connect to our Nginx proxy manager first. So we're going to type the IP of our VM. In this case is 240 and port is 81. Okay, as you can see, we have access to our Nginx proxy manager. So we're going to connect to it first. So we're here in the Nginx proxy manager. If you're not familiar with Nginx proxy manager, I did a full tutorial explaining how to set it up and how to generate SSL certificates. You can actually check it out. Gonna link it up here. So before we log into Nginx proxy managers and start setting up our proxy host and our SSL certificates, first we need to create a DNS record. So I registered my domain with Cloudflare. So this is where I need to edit the DNS records. So here I'm logged in into my Cloudflare account. All you need to do is click on websites and then click on your domain. In this case, we're going to use the game explicit domain as our example. And then you click on DNS records and here we can add a DNS record. So we're going to add a DNS record for our Vaultwarden instance. So you only need to click here on add record. It's going to be of type A and the name can be anything, but just to keep it simple, I'm going to call it Vault. So it's going to be vault.gameexplicit.com. And for the IP address here, you will need to put your public IP address. In this case, I'm going to put mine, but you need to replace this with yours. Okay, once that's done, you just click on save. And that's all you need for the DNS side. So now we can connect to our Nginx proxy manager. So the default username and password for the Nginx proxy manager is actually admin@example.com. And the password is change me. All right, so we're in. Here you can just change the name, put your full name. I'm just going to put admin and call it admin. The email can be anything you want. I suggest you really put a real email. So I'm going to put my email here. Now click on save. Okay, now it's time to change the password. So now just put the default password, change me. And the new password can be anything. Once that's done, your account is created. So now we're going to click on hosts. We're going to go to proxy host and here's where we're going to add our first host. But before we do that, let's make sure that our DNS record is actually working now. So I'm just going to go back to my terminal. I'm going to open a new terminal and I'm just going to ping our DNS record. So ping vault.gameexplicit.com. And as you can see, it's resolving now to one of Cloudflare's IPs. Now we're going to add a proxy host. I have set up my Cloudflare account so that it uses API tokens to be able to generate SSL certificates. If you don't know how to do this, please consult my video. I'm going to leave it up here again about Nginx proxy manager. You can either do an HTTP request or a DNS request. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do a DNS request, but this requires you to set up an API token with your domain registrar. All right, so we're going to put our domain here, which is vault.gameexplicit.com. So the scheme, the forward host name and the forward port is actually going to be the name of our container. So if we go back to our terminal here, we can type docker ps and we can take the name of our container. In this case, the name of our container is called Vaultwarden. So we're going to take that name, we're going to put it in here. And because they're connected to the same Docker network, they're going to be able to talk between them just with the DNS name. And the forward port that we're going to forward is port 80. This is because Vaultwarden is using port 80 by default. You can confirm that by checking again on Docker PS, and Docker PS tells you that Vaultwarden server has the port 80 exposed. Not exposed to our host network, but exposed on the Nginx proxy network. So that's why port 80 will work here. Then we're going to click here, and then we're going to generate our SSL certificate. We're going to request a new SSL certificate. Now, if you're doing an HTTP request, you need to have port 80 open on your firewall so that it can communicate to your domain registrar. If you're doing the DNS challenge like we're going to do here, you only need to have port 443 open on your firewall pointing to this server, and you need your API key to be able to request a certificate. So we're going to request a new certificate. We're going to use DNS challenge. We're going to choose our provider, which in this case is Cloudflare. And here's where it's going to ask us for our API token. So I'm going to go and copy my API token. So now that we have our API token ready to go, you just need to click on agree to the Let's Encrypt terms of service, scroll down and click save. Now this should generate an SSL certificate for you and also configure the proxy rule for our Vaultwarden instance. You just need to wait a little bit. This might take a few minutes, and then once that's done, you will have a working SSL certificate. Okay, and just like that, we have our SSL certificate and our proxy host ready to go. Okay, so now everything that it's left to do is to connect to our Vaultwarden instance. We can actually just click here directly on our proxy host, and it will redirect us to our Vaultwarden instance. So we click there, and as you can see, we're greeted with our Vaultwarden login screen. And as you can see, we have a valid certificate from Let's Encrypt, as you can see, generated by Let's Encrypt. So that's a good sign. Now, before we're even able to register for an account, we need to log in into the admin panel and configure our SMTP configurations so that Vaultwarden can send you confirmation emails and two-factor authentication emails. To do that, we're going to click on our address bar, and then we're just going to type /admin. This will take us to our admin panel of our Vaultwarden instance. Remember the step where we created our admin token and did the encryption with Argon2. So here's where we need to use that password to log in. Let's go and retrieve our password. And with that, we are logged in into our Vaultwarden admin section. So now we're going to go down here to SMTP email settings. If you don't have an SMTP server, but you have a Gmail account, you can actually use the public Gmail SMTP server. Before we put any configuration here, I'm going to show you how to use Gmail's free SMTP server. Just go directly to your Google account, go to the search bar at the very top, and then just type app, and then just click on app passwords. Now that we're here on the app password section, just create a name so that you can recognize that this is your Vaultwarden instance. So we're just going to type Vaultwarden, gonna hit on create, and this is going to generate a unique password for you. You cannot change this password, so if you lose it, you're going to have to create a new one and then go and change your Vaultwarden configuration. So make sure to secure this password. So we're going to copy this password, we're going to put it in a safe location, and once you're done with this, just click on done, and that's it. That's all you need. Now, if we go back to the Vaultwarden administration panel, now we can configure our Vaultwarden SMTP. So for the host, we're going to put smtp.gmail.com. For the security, we're going to leave it like that. For the address, put in your personal Gmail account. And for the username, also put your Gmail account. And now for the password, you're going to put the password that you generated. Now, the only thing that you need to do is remove the spaces in between the password, just like that. And we're going to paste that. Once that's done, just click on save. Now the configuration is saved. Click again on the SMTP, and then just make sure that the SMTP is actually working. So I'm going to put my personal email here just to make sure that I can receive an email, and then just click on send test email. SMTP test email sent correctly. That's a good sign. Click on OK. Now I'm going to go to my personal email just to make sure that I received the email. And I just took a screenshot from my email, and as you can see here, I just received the SMTP email from our Vaultwarden instance. So the other thing that we need to configure here is our domain URL. Here we're going to actually put our full domain URL. In this case, it's going to be https://vault.gameexplicit.com, and we're going to save. So now that everything is configured in our admin panel, now we're actually ready to create our Vaultwarden account and log in for the first time. We're going to go back to our regular login screen, so just remove that and then just go directly here. Okay, so here we're going to click on create an account. Here you need to put your personal email, Gmail, or whatever you want to use for this account. Name, this can be whatever you want. I'm just going to put my full name. Okay, so master password is the password that is actually going to encrypt your vault. I highly suggest you choose a very strong password that is easy for you to remember, because with Vaultwarden or Bitwarden, if you lose your master password, you lose access to everything. So this is the one and only password that you should not forget and you should not lose. I would even suggest that you write it down on a piece of paper and and put it somewhere safe. Okay, so we're going to create our master password. You can put a hint if you want, but I'm not gonna put anything there. I suggest you check this in case the password that you're using was actually already in a breach database. Once that's done, just click on create account. So now that the account is created, we can click on continue. We're going to log in for the first time with the master password that you just created. So now we're logged in into a Vaultwarden password manager. Now there's a couple of things that we need to still configure. We need to verify our account. So as you can see, we have a message here that our account is not verified. We need to verify to be able to unlock all the features. So we're just going to click on send email, and this is going to send a verification email to our email. And because we set up already the SMTP server with Gmail in our admin panel, we should receive an email. I received the email, so everything looks good. I'm going to show you how it looks. So this is the email that you should receive in your inbox. So the only thing that you need to do is click on verify email address now. I'm just going to close that for now. I'm going to click on it, verify email address. And with that, you are now verified. So now if we refresh here, of course, it's going to ask us for our master password. Okay, so let's try that again. And there's no more warnings. So now we have a full-fledged password manager, self-hosted in our server, using Docker, using Nginx proxy manager to handle all our certificates. Now I'm going to show you how you can use this with different apps. Now you can always log in into the web vault and then have all your items here, but I find it more useful to use the extensions. So my favorite extension, of course, is a browser extension. So let's go ahead and configure that. So we're just going to go to Google and look for Bitwarden Chrome extensions. We're going to click on Chrome Web Store. Perfect. And we're just going to click on add to Chrome, add extension. All right. So the extension has been installed. We're just going to pin it here so that you can see it. So now, as you can see, we have the Chrome extension for your password manager. Now we have to configure the extension to use your server instead of the default bitwarden.com server. So the only thing you need to do is click here on the little arrow and click on self-hosted. And here's where we're going to put our URL. So we're going to go back here. We're just going to grab our full URL, which is just this part. Go back to our extension. Oh, okay, we lost it. It's fine. Click on self-host again. Put your address. Click on save. And that's all you need to do to configure. Now let's try to log in into our Vaultwarden. I'm going to use my personal email again to log in, master password. And as you can see, we're logged in into our Vaultwarden instance using the Chrome extension. Bitwarden supports a lot more features, like you have the Chrome extension or the browser extension. You can also download an actual app on your Windows machine or on your Mac machine. And there's also a mobile app that you can use. The setup for these other apps it's fairly similar to what we just did here. You just need to change from bitwarden.com to your self-hosted server, put your URL, and then log in like usual. Okay, and the way that you actually add items to your vault, you go ahead and click here, and then you click what type do you want to add. In this case, it's just a login. You can just give it a name like Netflix. And what's the username for the Netflix? It could be like netflix@gmail.com. And then here you put your password, so it can be whatever. And then you can choose the actual URL that it's going to look for. So it could be something like that. You can add some notes, and then you just click on save. That's it. Now you have one item on your password manager. Once you add an item in your vault, it takes some time for all your apps and all the extensions to sync, but you can actually sync it manually if you want to. So if you recently added a password that does not appear on your extension, or the other way around, you added it on the extension, but it has not appeared on the server, you can go here and click on settings, and then you can go to vault, and then you can click on sync, and now you can do sync vault, and now you should be able to see your items here on your vault. Now we have our Netflix password added to our Chrome extension. So with this, now you took back control of all your passwords, and now you have the ultimate control over your passwords. You don't have to give it to any company that might get hacked in the future. You don't have to give it to a risky browser like Chrome that gets hacked pretty much every day. And this is actually self-hosted in your home server, fully open source and free forever. So how cool is that? So that's all I have for you for today. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Leave any questions or suggestions in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one.